Well, hi, everybody, and welcome. My name is Roger, and this is your daily tarot map for Thursday, December 8th, 2016, using tarot to create the life you want. So first off, I want to thank everybody for liking these videos, for sharing them on your social networks and with your friends, for subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate all of your support. So today we continue our work with the beautiful Victoria Regina Tarot created by Sarah Overall, and I hope you're enjoying our work with it. It really is a very neat deck. And the three cards drawn randomly from the Victoria Regina Tarot today were the Magician, the Five of Coins, and the Prince of Swords. So the first card I draw today is the Magician, in which we see a well-dressed bearded man standing behind a table. It looks almost as though he's giving a presentation. He's holding a pen in one hand, and on the table are a gun, a mason jar, and a timepiece, all symbols of the elements in this deck. But what's noteworthy, I think, is that he's pointing to a pen, perhaps to stress its importance. He's about creative energy and our ability to use that creative fire within us. He doesn't only think about creating, he actually goes out and does it. He's all about action and us living up to our potential. Now, however, he is ill-dignified in this spread. In fact, all three cards in today's draw are ill-dignified, suggesting, of course, some challenges. So in the case of the Magician, this suggests that we have the potential to fulfill our destiny or true purpose, but we're not doing it. It might point to procrastination or to a feeling that we don't have the skills to do what we really want to do. Now, this idea is reinforced by our second card, the Five of Coins, in which we see a woman who's dressed in rags out in the cold. You can see the snow on the ground with a baby in her arms, and she's pulling a little toddler behind. They're walking past an ornate cathedral, and there's timepieces hanging from the cathedral wall. So in this deck, timepieces are indicative of the element of earth and the material realm. So the Five of Coins often points to impoverishment, though it can be monetary or about troubled circumstances in our business and work. It might also point to impoverishment of a completely different kind. Impoverishment of the spirit, a lack of mental stimulation, or feelings of emotional isolation. So maybe the reason that the mother and her children don't enter the cathedral here is that she feels that it is not for them, that they are not good enough. Many of us ignore opportunities because we feel we aren't smart enough, intellectual enough, or that we don't have the proper credentials. This again boils down to that issue of self-worth, perhaps as a result of that same story we've been telling ourselves for years on end. That story that I don't belong because I'm not good enough. We kind of saw this idea in yesterday's reading as well. But the thing is that the cathedral here is for everyone. What we need to do is to allow ourselves to feel that we are worthy, that we do have the right to pursue our dreams or to make whatever kind of life we want for ourselves. So notice that the figures in the card are not stopped, but they're moving forward. They don't give up. And I think that's the idea from today's cards, is to accept ourselves and move forward with that realization. Now, our last card is the Prince of Swords, the equivalent of the Knight of Swords in the Waite-Smith tradition. So here we see Alice, one of Queen Victoria's three children. Below her is an eagle in flight, and there's a gun with a barrel open. Perhaps it's pointing at the eagle. No, don't be too put off by the image of the gun here. It's a symbol for the element of air in this deck, which are the swords in the Waite-Smith tradition. So the eagle here represents movement forward. And very often, the Prince of Swords rushes in quickly, sometimes too quickly, and is prone to make rash decisions. But in its ill-dignified state here, however, it represents more of a slower, planned out approach, but it still does signify or symbolize the need to fight for what you want and to stand up for yourself. He or she, in this case, is about tackling problems and finding solutions. The knight represents that warrior energy, so you are going to have to fight a bit to attain your goals. So if you're feeling a little bit out in the cold, or you're in a place where you feel that you're not doing your life's work or what you feel like you should be doing, create an action plan of how you can overcome those issues, the ones that we saw represented by the Five of Coins card in today's draw. Now, in this ill-dignified state, the prince here can represent a lack of direction as well. So brainstorming that action plan might put you on the right course. Sometimes all it takes is that first step to get things rolling and to begin changing our situation. So the message today for these three cards is, Buddha said, there are only two mistakes one can make on the road to truth: not going all the way and not starting. We must be willing to let go of the life we're living so as to accept the life that is waiting for us. So today's advice card comes from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and the card drawn randomly from the deck today is Coming Apart. So we saw the appearance of this card just recently in our draw, and if you remember, the Coming Apart card is about stopping that which is not working for you and trying a new approach, which is really what today's draw is all about. This card is about reassessment of our situation. It's about asking ourselves, are we where we want to be? And if not, what can we do to change it? There does come a point where in order to achieve what we know deep down is our purpose, we have to break away from old ideas, thoughts, patterns, and beliefs, those that have kept us stuck. So now, that would be an excellent project for the new year, no? And that is your daily tarot map for today. If you liked this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button, and also visit my website at tarot-dude.com where you can find all my contact information. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Brightest blessings.